All right, I'm here with the Dodgers' first-round pick in last year's Major League Baseball amateur draft. He's an outfielder from Vanderbilt. It's the one and only Jeren Kendall. Jeren, thanks a lot for the time, and I know it's good for you to actually show your face and talk so people know you're not just a picture on a website.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
What was your first experience in professional baseball like after you got drafted? You went to Ogden, Great Falls. You had a little taste of what life is going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the bus rides out in Ogden were a little bit different. But no, I mean, I've been prepared for it. My dad's, told me what to expect for, 21 years since I've been born, I've been playing baseball. So I was prepared, and it was fun to experience it for the first time because all I heard was stories. So
what's better, bus rides at Vanderbilt in college or bus rides in professional baseball and rookie ball?
I mean, yeah, you go on a bus ride at Vanderbilt, you get 12 beds to sleep in. So yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit better at Vanderbilt, but.
Yeah, are you guys more popular than basketball players at Vanderbilt? Are baseball players treated better at Vandy than basketball players?
I would say us baseball guys were a little bit more low key on campus. Obviously, it's kind of hard to notice, it's a baseball guy, but. I mean, if you're wearing a hat, they probably just assume that you're a baseball guy because we don't look any different than, normal students like football guys. They're big, you can tell, and basketball guys are a little bit taller. And, I think as far as baseball goes on Vanderbilt campus, yeah, we're very low-key and we just kind of do our own thing.
But you would shove tennis players out of the way, right? You just elbow them out of the way if you wanted to get in line at the Taco Bell on campus?
No. We're not like that. We were trained better than that.
Jeren, one thing that you always hear about in high school or experience in high school is you wear those jerseys on the day of the game. So you're telling me that baseball players at Vandy don't wear the jerseys on their back to let people know, hey, baseball players here, we know what we're doing.
No. we go to class from 9 to noon and head over to the field. That's what we do.
Jeren Kendall is our guest, first-round draft pick of the Dodgers in last year's amateur draft. And Vanderbilt has such a great history of baseball players, especially recently. You guys have had a lot of success as a university with the baseball team. Does that help you and make you more hungry to have winning at this level? And do you think playing on a winning program makes you a better player in college?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you get the guys around you that have been there and done that. Especially my freshman year, I had Dansby, I had Red and Xander. They've done everything up to that point, So come into that group of guys, all I had to do was show up and play. I had no responsibility. What we call it, they drove the bus that year, and obviously becoming older and being a junior last year, that's kind of something we wanted to do. And just being a part of Vanderbilt, you might not realize it, as a freshman, on how to drive that bus that we talk about. But once you get older, you learn a lot, and it just clicks in, your junior year, and that's kind of how Coach Corbin runs it, and that's why he's been successful over the years. So that's kind of the reasoning why, being on a good team is kind of, it helps you, and obviously it's fun to play with.
I feel guys like you and all the names that you just mentioned has gotten Vanderbilt national recognition. You think about Duke, North Carolina when it comes to college basketball, and now I think when it comes to college baseball, Vanderbilt is one of the first teams you ever mention.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just the players that, play on the field. You hear so many guys that, do things off the field and how, like seriously, if you look up, a lot of the players, whether you've heard of them or not, that have played pro ball, usually, it's not a lot of what they've done that baseball field. It's just kind of who they are as players. Obviously, you hear all the good things about Dansby and, how nice Duty is, and he was the first overall pick. It's kind of hard to separate being the first overall pick and just kind of being a normal dude, and he does it really well. So, Coach Corbin really, really puts things into perspective for us, as we go through the years at Vanderbilt, and that's just kind of who we are as people.
So you're saying in spring training when you get there this year, Walker Buehler won't ignore you, right? He won't big-time you if he sees you on campus.
No, he can't do that. It's not allowed. No, he can't. He won't either. But no.
What's he supposed to do for you? Is he supposed to, let you live with him during spring training? What's he supposed to do with you under the Vanderbilt baseball code?
Well, there's no code written down on paper. If I need anything, he's there for me. Same with Chef too. If I ever need anything, if he needs anything, we're there for each other. I mean, we're like brothers. So.
What's it been like for you working out here at Dodger Stadium in the weight room that the major league players work out in, working on the field here where the World Series was just a couple of months ago? Have you been able to allow yourself to think about all those things?
Yeah, I have. I mean, just sitting here right now, just looking at the field, it's kind of crazy that, I'm in the same dugout as, a lot of big leaguers, a lot of, Hall of Famers. So it's pretty beyond me, and I really enjoy it. And, I love this place. I've been here 3 times now, with Vanderbilt and Team USA. So this is kind of my spot. I've always had success here. So I like it out here in California in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer than it is back east.
Yeah, no, it's a lot warmer. Not much snow either here. So this is a vacation for me.
Last thing for you. When you got your taste of professional baseball, is there one thing that you've learned already that you've had to adjust as far as the talent level? You always hear about the jump between college and pro, and then you hear the jump between different levels in pro ball. Have you learned anything yet?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a big jump for me because, playing the SEC, a lot of guys that you see in pro ball are SEC guys. So, I've gotten a taste of what pro ball was like, playing the SEC for 3 years. But for me, it's just the everyday playing. You travel one day, you play the next day, travel, play the same day, so that's kind of something I had to get used to. But, that's all things that I was prepared for, like I said earlier. And, it was kind of fun to actually experience them one time because you get all the guys that come back and say, oh, yeah, man, I had this 7-hour bus ride, I played the same day. And it's like you laugh about it, but once you do it, it's like, okay. Like, yeah, it was bad, but it's like finally I have that story to tell people, So, no, it's a fun experience so far.
You know how to express yourself really well, so you're not one of those baseball guys that skips classes. I'm sure you went to all your classes the way you know how to express yourself.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a psychology major, philosophy minor. Well, not yet. Hopefully I will be, but yeah.
You need that in baseball.
I know. You do.
You could examine a lot of your teammates, I'm sure, from here on out in baseball. We're all crazy.
Yeah, I'm not that good yet. I'm getting there, though.
Jeren, thanks a lot for the time. It's really nice meeting you, and hopefully we see you out here at Dodger Stadium sooner rather than later. And congratulations on all the success.
Thank you very much.
There he is, Jeren Kendall, the Dodgers' #1 pick. He didn't go to USC the way he expresses himself. I'll guarantee that.